All right, I already told you guys I'll be back with me actually attempting floor 3. Now, I actually got the better passives, as you can see. We didn't go for that sword one. Like, that sword one is actually annoying when you get on floor 2, like phase 3. So I got the better one. Now, again, floor 1 doesn't matter what passive you get, but floor 2, it definitely does matter. And again, we just playing on floor 3. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is literally like my first time playing floor 3, and it is definitely a RNG fest. Now again, it's not hard, it's just super RNG based. I definitely believe you do need a lot of HP, so you definitely need higher box CC for the last floor because he hits pretty hard. Like I've it's been some runs where I almost dying and stuff like that because he just hits so hard. I can see why a lot of people were struggling beating 4-3 because of Ragnarok Berlin pretty much dying pretty fast for most players. It's kind of the same thing with Valenti. Valenti still isn't as tanky as the newer characters on my team. So it's been moments where she just falls out of my team pretty easily or gets nuked pretty easily just because, again, she's just a regular banner character while I'm using a UR character like Meliodas. I'm using LR Glocks, and then I'm using LR Elizabeth. So I'm using 2 LRs and 1 UR to pretty much complete this. But again, this is the first phase. Again, you want him on the right side, just so he will get like these all stat lowering. So you want on the right side, and then you want to get rid of the left and middle stumps. And once you do that, he will lose his immortality. So you want to do that. As you can see, I broke through it, and he lost his immortality instantly. And this is going to be the part where you just pretty much stall for your debuff cards. You want to try to save 3 of your debuff cards that is needed for the next phase. Like I said before, when he's on the right side, he gets in all stat lowering, and that stuff gets stacked the entire time. So as the turns progress, his damage will be weaker and weaker, and then he'll end up pretty much just doing no damage to your team. So as you can see, he just keep getting those all stat lowering, and then it also becomes a lot easier for you to nuke him as well too. I think I just go for my cards right here, just because, again, I already have all 3 debuffs. Like I said before, you're gonna need all 3 debuffs, and you want to try to do it as in the order that I have in the video. Again, I've just been watching like other people runs and stuff like that because it's been a while. I haven't done floor 3 ever. Like, this is gonna be my first time trying to clear floor 3, and it took me many runs. So we just end up just debuffing them, and you want to debuff them in this order. I feel like this order works pretty well with just like shock, bleed, and poison. And this is the one where you want to try to get rid of some of those debuffs, because if he gets 5 of those debuffs stacked on you, then you'll get a great debuff. Now, Valenti can cleanse as well if she uses her, I think it's like her AoE or any card in general. I don't think it's any card. I think it's her AoE. But Melios usually take away 1 stack for the most part. So you just want to keep trying to prevent your characters from getting debuffed so much. So this is going to be the part where we be trying to get rid of the stumps. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you got to get rid of the middle one and the right one this time. And he's going to lose his invincibility stacks. Or not invincibility. It's like immortality. I don't know why I say invincibility. Invincibility would mean you will take no damage. He will take no damage. It's immortality. But yeah, the only problem I had with this team is that Valenti is just an old character, so she just falls in terms of stats and CC on my team, and it just ends up being where the boss just targets her the most. Again, I don't know why the boss targets her the most, but yeah, she definitely gets targeted. I feel like the boss literally knows which character is like the oldest on your team, and they just go for him, like just go crazy. Like if you was using like the Ragnarok Merlin and Jelly King team, I'm pretty sure that everybody just sees that. I'm pretty sure the boss knows like Ragnarok Merlin is probably your oldest character, and he just starts hammering Ragnarok Merlin, and then you just lose the run. Like I'm already knowing, because I've seen like literally in this run, Valenti used to get targeted so much. So you can see, as we went through all that, again, I think with her AOE or any card in general, like she cleanses a stack. You saw I got rid of one stack, which again is really, really good for me. And as he on the left side, he also get a debuff on him as well. Those gray debuffs. Like I said before, in my other video where I'm clearing floor 1 and 2, if you want to guys check that out. The boss isn't hard. It just filled with gimmicks, which can lead to being RNG fest, right? And that's the issue. Now, Valenti does make the run pretty easy, from my experience. But again, dealing with RNG characters like this is just not fun. Like, or not RNG characters, RNG bosses. Because again, it's like it just gives me like the deer vibes, where you ever play the deer and then out of nowhere maybe the deer probably got rid of a character, or you might have used way too many cards for the color wheel and stuff like that, and now you're just sitting there waiting for a certain type of color, and then you just start getting like the worst RNG possible, where you're not able to get the color at all, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm about to lose this run because of this. That's how it feels running the squirrel. All right, it just be some moments where you just sit there like, bro, this run is terrible right now. Now this one is the floor 3 phase 3. Again, I've been trying to look for if people really knows what to do on how to force them to the right side, because you gotta force him on the right side and also get rid of the other stumps, just so he started losing his immortality stacks. Because once you get rid of the other stumps, he's gonna be stuck on the right one. You just want to make sure when you ulting or you're facing off against any of these other stumps that he stays to the right. I'm pretty sure he emotes to show you where you're about to go to. I forgot who like literally figured it out, but he emotes too to show you where you're about to go. But I believe he moves by the amount of debuffs you apply to him and Liz ultimate for some reason. So if you use Liz ultimate, he usually goes to the left side, or if you use one debuff. But if you use 2 debuffs, he usually goes to the right side. So you kind of got to make it so we debuff him twice. You can see right here, I ult. I debuff him again. So I debuff him twice, and you're going to see he's going to go to the right side. That's what, from my experience playing this. And then if I don't get rid of him, he's going to go to the other side because we going for a Liz ultimate. So I first went with this card just so I can preserve my recycling of my ultimate, but I couldn't kill the middle stump. So I reset, and I kind of just went with going with all my cards in general. Again, I don't know if you have to continuously debuff the boss and he gets like some crazy buff or something, but I just went with that. You guys can correct me in the comments below if you have to continuously debuff him with one of the poison, bleed, or shocks, or he gets like a crazy buff or something casually. But I just went with that just because, again, I didn't want to deal with the RNG of him just going to that middle stump, because again, I haven't really seen too many people figure out how he moves. People just always be saying, yeah, it's just random. So I just want to play as safe as possible, because it was one run where that guy just stayed in the middle for me, bro. Like, I kid you not, I literally had the best RNG possible, full HP, a million melee cards, but for some reason that man kept staying in the middle. Like, he got in the middle so long that I think he had like a max HP debuff on him too, because he was in the middle for so long. That's why you see on this one he doesn't have the max HP debuff, because he never went to the middle again. I kid you not, I had one run, he stayed in the middle for like 5 minutes straight, and he got a max HP debuff like twice. So again, that's why I said like this boss is like kind of RNG. if you somehow get that max HP debuff, I think you have to put him back on the middle side for a little bit for you to get it. He becomes a little bit easier to get rid of his HP. Unfortunately, I kind of nuked the other stumps pretty fast, just because I didn't want to deal with the RNG of trying to force him to go back to the right side and stalling. Even though I feel like I have a hang of it on what you need to do, I did not want to take any risks, because again, I hate RNG bosses, so I'm going to try to win as much as possible without having to deal with that RNG. So yeah, right here I'm just trying to cycle Liz ultimate. I kind of didn't know if I need to debuff the boss every single time, so I was just debating on when to debuff and stuff like that. But again, the boss is super easy. You gotta deal with the gimmicks. You can see he ran out of immortality buffs because he was on the right side, and I'm taking a lot of damage. As you can see right there, I'm actually getting hit with crits. Now again, I don't know if that's because I let him not get debuffed and he started getting all those stacks, or it's from me giving him that first floor passive where he gained an additional 20% critical chance. I don't know. But this is gonna probably be the last turn. Again, I was gonna give you guys a floor 3. I promise it. So here you go. Unfortunately, it's kind of a little bit late because I had I had work. So as soon as I got off work, I went on floor 3 and I got to playing the squirrel. But yeah, this should be GG. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Vlinty does make it pretty easy, but next week is gonna be a collab. Or not next week. The next banner is gonna be a collab banner, which means majority you guys are going to skip. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. This is from Marilli, guys, and I'm out. Peace.